Okay, hi everybody. Sorry it's been a while. As you may or may not know, I've been busy every week on the Midweek Freak, which is on Flash Freak's channel. Um, I made a guest appearance on Geek Drums as well. But for the Flash Freaks Midweek Freak, I will be putting a link on the channel, which I've forgot to do up until now. But here we are with an amazing season 9 premiere for the Flash, and it's been an amazing ride. The whole show has been just so fantastic and so amazing, and I can't believe it's season 9 that I'm starting to do the reviews. Um, that being said, it's such an amazing episode. I'm assuming that you're here because you've seen it, so we're not going to talk about specifically what happens during it bit by bit. We're just going to be talking about things that we like and stuff. Okay, so first off, it was an amazing episode. Like I said, it had a lot of humor in it and a lot of chemistry between Candice and Grant, which was essential. But it was really nice to see them come together as a couple really, really well. It was done so well. The intro was really, really good. You knew something was up instantly because Caitlin was there. And everything was hunky dory. It was really cool seeing Chester in there, especially after seeing him on Twitch and hanging out with him on there, in the chat and everything. Obviously, I'm not on his Twitch. That would be amazing though. The line I really liked as well, like "Welcome back, let's do this one last time." I'm sure everybody else was sitting there going crazy as well. So this week was a Groundhog episode. Pretty run of the mill for science fiction shows, but done very, very well. It was very interesting. I don't understand, like, fully that just him connecting to that thing with Speed Force created like a time back loop, just by that was fixed just by kind of living the day and making the right choices. Do you know what I mean? I've watched it 2 times. I have to watch it again to see if it's because I don't think it's Speed Force every time that blows it up. Do you know what I mean? And even then, I don't understand. Like, Iris was only affected because it only kicked in at nighttime. Okay. By the way, it was really, really good. It was really funny to me that once Iris worked out that they were in a time loop, she, like Barry, like Oliver, was instantly like, Barry, what have you done? During Elseworlds, Oliver was like, God, Barry, what have you done this time? Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes quickly. So the thing about the Groundhog episode this week is that it had different. Iris and Barry had differing opinions on how to on their future and how to get to it. Not really on what their future was, but more how to get to their future. And while I understand Barry's sentiment, and I do, because all he's saying is like, this is what we know we want. Yeah, I mean, we've had conversations. We've been shown this is a future. We've seen other futures, like with Norris from season 5, and they're like, okay, so this is one that we're happy with and we're kind of aiming for. And he's like, well, I have a roadmap, And she's like, well, that takes the fun out of it. And like Joe says later on, it takes the why out of everything. And he gets excited about something in the diary that's coming up over the weekend, and then later on, Joe says about why, like the why of everything, right? So then he offers to proposes the idea of a baby moon to go on with Iris, which is really cool. And it makes you think, well, is that what he was excited about? Do you know what I mean? But didn't understand that that's what it was. Just that they had like a crazy weekend, something adventurous. But now it's in the context of they're going and having an adventure because of the baby moon, So it's kind of like they're still on that road, but not walking with a map, you know? So, yeah. So then we had a nice couple of name drops in from about Kara and Kat, which really kind of just made the Flash feel a bit bigger. Um, it kind of gave not like massive cohesion to everything, but it just felt like a part of everything again, um, like it was for season 6 and 8 and everything else. Definitely gonna miss Joe. Joe's on his way. A big congratulations are due to him though, because he's going to his own show, which we're very excited about. Because he's a phenomenal actor, has been going for years and years and years, and just never disappoints. So yeah, we're gonna miss Joe, but he had a really nice talk with Barry with the help of Cecile. Like I said about the why of everything. So definitely gonna miss Joe's chats. Gonna miss the whole show. It's going away, but yeah, we're gonna miss it. But it's gonna be an amazing ride for the 9th season. The villain of the week was Captain Boomerang, Owen Mercer, and it didn't say whether he was a meta or not. I'm sure that'll be discussed. I think he's going to have maybe bursts of Speed Force. I think that's just the theory. I don't 100% know. The one in the comics does, from my understanding. Excuse me. But whether he's going to be a meta of some description or whether it's just going to be like a tech-based Speed Force, I don't know. It's interesting because his boomerangs were blowing up like with some kind of lightning in it, whether it was electrical or Speed Force, I don't know. But it did look very interesting, so I'm curious to see how that plays out. Iris was phenomenal, genuinely really phenomenal. I loved that she was adamant about doing things her way, being true to herself and wanting the future that she's been told she's worked towards and basically been promised, but without giving up her voice. Do you know what I mean? Because while she would be the boss, she would still be answering to somebody. Here, with the way she's done it, she's like, no, I'm the boss, and I'm going to be helping everybody else. And it's not to say that like Kat would have been overbearing in any way, but there's still a caveat there, of you're a subsidiary of me. This way, it's just all CCTV media. CC, yeah, I think it is. That's it. So not only is she retaining her voice, but because of the way she's done it, she's also giving back people that have recently lost their voice due to layoffs and everything else. So not only is it a decision that benefits her greatly, but also impacts a whole other bunch of people that she will care about, does care about, and will care about more as time goes on. So what else have we got? Oh yeah, the fact that she's a cracking shot as well, because she not only shot 2 boomerangs, but she also shot him like. So I don't know if it's just because she's got a cop dad, or she's been practicing, or she's just a natural, but she done really, really well. The questions of who is the new Frost. She says she's neither, because she'd be an amalgamation of both. We don't know. I did, however, get incredibly sinister vibes from her. The way she said, like it's nice. Basically, it's nice to meet you, but I'm sorry about how it's happened. You're the one that's called him here. You could have done anything. Do you know what I mean? You literally could have just turned up on his doorstep. You know where he is. You could have waited until you knew he was at work. Like, there was a myriad of ways that it could have been handled, and you've apologized for it. Plus, like, the music was a little bit like, like a little bit sinistery, and I don't know, just gave you the vibes of, I don't know, just like, I feel like a manipulation's being had because of who she is and how close she is to the team. We will see. I found it very interesting that Barry's been having consistent nightmares, and that Red Death is also incredibly interested in making him feel alone, because we are the Flash, right? So, and like he said to Oliver, when he's fastest when he's happiest. So, like, mess him up mentally, and he's going to slow down a lot. Well, not like a lot, but like a significant amount, I would imagine. So, is somebody giving him them nightmares? You know, they're persistent. They're hinting at Red Death before Red Death's here. Does he know Red Death's coming because of the book? Is that only because it said something about red skies again? So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to find out. But the fact that it was all the red lightning in the eyes again, like signifying Red Death. But I don't know how much he knows. You know, obviously there's the museum thing, but Nora saw that, if I'm correct. You know, so I also love that Eric Wallace is putting in things for Iris and Chester, and maybe in Jerry Cecile too, that celebrate their culture, but not to like highlight it or draw like attention to it, but just accept it, and that's what is. You know what I mean? As he said, it just is. So I love that. And more power to him, and keep it going. He doesn't feel the need to draw attention to it with exposition. It's just life. That's the way it is, and that's all it is. And I love that. So overall, I'm going to say I love the energy of the episode. I love the humor. Sometimes some things took me out of it, right? So the second time I watched it, there was a lady that was praying, right, on the bench as the explosion was coming, and then she was like this, right? And then come out of it like this, and then turned and then bowed to it. I don't know why any of that was about. Also, the logic of the explosion was a real thing for me. That I noticed in the first time. I was like, well, even if he somehow managed to phase an entire explosion the whole time, the whole thing, there's still going to be an abundance of radiation. There's still going to be just so many things that are wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? But it's big spectacle. It's awesome. I love it. Crack on. Comic books, right? Also, someone in the after party, shout out to the after party, of course, on Eric's Reloaded. But yeah, so basically someone, I think it was either Eric or Paige or Lance or someone, said that Red Death could be the Armageddon version of Ryan Wilder, excuse me, which would be interesting because obviously that world died, right? And in the perspective of that world is that Barry's the Reverse Flash, right? So from their perspective, the Reverse Flash has just come along and done that whole Flashpoint movie almost, you know, like it's all green pastures and stuff, but from their perspective, our whole world's died just so you can live rosy, you know. So instead of handling the negative multiverse like in the Dark Knight Metal saga, it could just be a case of that they do that. You know, our universe is dying here, like because theirs were dying constantly, you know, over and over again. So it could just be that, you know. So that's what her beef is. And that'd be good. I'd have no problem with that. The only thing is like I was really kind of hoping that they would address the multiverse again. And that wouldn't be the case. Do you know what I mean? It would be a multiverse, unless that's what Eddie Thorne's doing. So we just have to wait and see. All of it's exciting. So yeah, a big 9 out of 10. I'm assuming you've watched it. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Yeah, and then come and hang out on the midweek freak. Okay, see you all later.